Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever and whenever you're watching this. I am today going to be talking about your wedding outfit. So this may be your wedding dress or small something like separates, a jumpsuit, a more tailored suit, whatever you were choosing to go for your wedding day, it's all the same sort of process. Now, I can't take all the credit for this video as I have called in an expert to give me some advice and some more hints and tips and pointers on this specific subject. Earlier this week, I got the chance to catch up with one of my friends and have a cup of tea, and she owns a bridal shop here in Brecon in mid Wales called Brecon Bridal. It was great to have a catch up with her, and she's given me all the insider tips on how you should go about finding the one, all the common questions that everyone asks, and it was really insightful. After a decade of being in the industry, I definitely learned some things from her, and I cannot wait to share it all with you. If you want to have a little look at her shop and see what she does over there, you can find all the details over at breconbridal.co.uk, and you can stalk her on TikTok, on Facebook and on Instagram as well. I will give all the details below to head on down there, so have a look and see what she's doing. So if you've been wondering what the process looks like, how long it all takes, you've got some questions you've been wanting to ask, even down to what underwear to wear to your bridal fit-in, we have got you covered today. If we haven't met before, my name is Beth and I'm a professional wedding planner here in the UK, and this channel is my little wedding world where each week I get to give you hints, tips, stories and secrets into the wedding industry to make sure that your planning journey is just so much easier and way less stressful. So let's get started. I'm going to answer 8 of the most common questions people have when it comes to wedding dress or wedding outfit shopping, and I've even got some tips from Rachel right at the very end to make sure the whole experience is a fantastic and easy and less stressful process for you. So let's get started. Question number 1, and it's probably the most asked question and something that people don't even really think about in the whole process: when should I actually start shopping and looking for my wedding outfit? And I'm going to try and say wedding outfit rather than wedding dress throughout this whole video because there are so many incredible options. You are totally not kind of pushed in one direction and forced to have a dress nowadays. There are these incredible options out there, so be open-minded when you start looking at your outfit and see what's available. When I kind of talk about, in an ideal world, how much time should you have for looking for your wedding dress and how much time in advance should you start looking, the recommended amount and the amount Rachel discussed with me was between 9 and 12 months. So let's say your wedding is booked for next September. You should now be starting to look for your wedding dress this September to give yourself as much time as possible. You don't want to be pressurized on time. You don't want to have to make a decision in the first shop you go to if something's not really standing out to you. Give yourself as much time as possible to maybe go around a few shops, maybe to go home and think about it and not have to decide there and then on the spot that that's the dress you're going to go with, regardless of how you feel. Shopping for your wedding outfit should be such a fun experience, so give yourself plenty of time, 9 to 12 months before your wedding day. Have fun with it, enjoy it, and give yourself a good amount of time to make that decision. Number 2 on the list, once you've chosen your dress, actually how long does it take for that dress to be made? There are a couple of different ways you can choose to buy your dress. Now, for argument's sake, at this moment, we're going to go with the most popular option and the option that I see most people doing. That's you go to a bridal shop, you find an outfit, a dress on the rail, you try it on, and it's a sample size, so it's not necessarily going to be in your size. Most bridal shops kind of stock 1 or 2 sizes of each dress. You put it on and you get pegged into it. This gives you the opportunity to kind of see what the dress would look like on you when it's in your size. You then choose this outfit, it gets sent off, but how long does it actually take before your dress is made and it's back in the shop again? Depending on the dress designer, there are a couple of options, but usually it's between 6 and 8 months it takes before the dress comes back, or it might be as little as 4 months depending on the designer. So this is why we always recommend that you start shopping around 9 to 12 months before the wedding day. It takes a long time for these dresses to be created, so give yourself enough time and then you know you've got it back in the shop, it's in your size, and we can move on to the next stage. The same sort of process comes into play when you're choosing a couture dress or a dress that is going to be designed for you from scratch. You work with a designer, a seamstress, and they create the dress exactly what you want. So again, if that's the kind of dress you want to go for, still give yourself this amount of time and speak to that designer or seamstress and see how long it's going to take. So your dress has been made for you and it's arrived back in the shop. How long is it before you actually get to take it home? All bridal shops are going to be slightly different depending on what needs to be actually done to the dress, and there are again so many different types of way and routes you can go at this moment. Some wedding dress shops will be doing the alterations in-house, so the dress will arrive back and then you'll move into alteration stage. If the dress is arriving at the shop and then you're going to be taking it away and having the alterations done elsewhere, then you'll usually have around 14 days to take that dress and take it to your seamstress. If a bridal shop don't do the alterations in-house and you need to get an outdoor or a alternative seamstress, can't think of the word, then just ask your bridal shop and they'll be able to provide you with a list of local people that will be able to do that type of dress or outfit that you've got. So the dress is back in the shop and there are now a couple of alteration sessions you'll probably want to go through, and standard is around 2 to 4 alterations, and these will be done spaced out around 2 weeks between each appointment. Usually these sessions are started around 6 to 8 weeks before the wedding, depending on how much work actually needs to be done on your outfit. Most outfits will usually then be ready after all the alterations to take home about a week before your wedding day, so you don't have to find a space to store it for too long in your own home. Number 4 though, what if you don't have that much time and your wedding is coming up in 6 months, 4 months? You just don't have 12 to 9 months to get your wedding dress made for you, get it all sent back. What options do you actually have? So to start off, don't panic. There are still plenty of options for you. I've heard stories of people actually walking into bridal shops the day before their wedding and finding the perfect dress. I do not recommend this. I still always say get and have as much time as possible for choosing your dress, trying it on and getting it made and the alterations. But if you don't have that much time on your hands, there are definitely loads of options, but be aware they may be slightly limited. So your easiest option when it comes down to it, if you don't have that much time, is choosing a sale dress or a dress off the rack. This means you go into that bridal shop and you find the outfit that fits you the best, in the style that you like, out of what they have available. You then buy it and you take it away with you that day. If you've got a little more time and you do want something that's not necessarily in the shop or available for you to take away as a sample, you do have the option of, with some designers, finding a dress and still having it made. Usually you will require about 4 months to do this, and it's called a rush order. Not all designers offer it, so you'll definitely want to check with your bridal shop what's on offer for you, but it could be a great option if you don't have that much time to look at what you could do on a rush order. Be aware though, when it comes to rush orders, there is an additional charge for this, and it could be quite a lot depending on that designer, so make sure you know all the different options before you go for something like that. So let's move on. Number 5, how do you choose the right bridal shop for you? Wedding fairs can be really great places to start. You can actually meet the owners of these shops, see what they're like, see if you gel with them, see if you feel comfortable with them, and discuss various options for what they do. Go around websites online and have a look what kind of dresses you tend to like. What designers are you interested in? Is there a set designer that you keep seeing time and time again and you just love their dresses? You can then look up where those dresses are stocked in the UK, or you can search through various bridal websites and see what designers they actually stock and if those dresses are suitable for you. There are of course thousands and thousands of different designers and also different designs of wedding dresses, so not all bridal shops are going to stock all options, and depending on their size they may have a more limited stock. So you're going to want to make sure that you like a number of their dresses and it's going to be enough to try on. Budget is also something you're going to need to consider, and you're going to want to work out how much you want to spend on your wedding outfit, whether this be under £1,000, £1,500, £2,000, even anything up to £10,000. Dresses are stocked at all levels, but different bridal shops will focus on different price ranges usually. So they may only stock dresses from £700 to £1,500, or dresses above £3,000 to maybe £5,000. So you're definitely going to want to know that they've got dresses in your budget and a good selection at your budget as well. You don't want to just see online that they stock dresses from £700. That's your budget. Go in there and find out that there's one dress in a design that you really don't like. So you want to make sure you've got a good range of dresses in your budget. A little bit of advice, and I discussed this with Rachel as well, always make sure that you're trying on dresses within your budget. Yes, you may go up or down a few £100, or maybe a few thousand if your budget's a bit bigger, but always try on dresses that are around your price range so you don't fall in love with something that you can't afford and then you're trying to compare lower budget dresses to it and it's never going to quite be the same. You'll also find that different shops stock different types of dresses, so if you're really traditional you're going to want to look for a shop that stocks that kind of dress. If you're more alternative, if you're more into separates, if you want specific kind of made in Wales dresses, things like that, you'll want to look out for bridal shops that do that sort of thing and stock lots of options that you're going to be happy with. Also, going back to that time limit thing, always be honest with the bridal shop on how much time it is between choosing the dress and when your wedding day is. If you've got less time, you want to know that they've got a good sale rack or a good selection of dresses in your size that you can buy off the rack, and equally that maybe they've got a couple of designers that do offer that rush order feature if that's something that you are interested in. Number 6, a really common asked question, what to expect when you actually go for your first bridal appointment. Here's a couple of quick questions that I get asked all the time on my social media, so I thought I would ask Rachel them while I had the chance and give you the answers in a quick form so you knew what to expect. How many dresses do I get to try on when I go shopping? Now, we see all sorts of things all over the internet, people who go into bridal shops and try on a million dresses or every single dress in the shop. That isn't always the case. Some places will actually limit you to how many dresses you can try on. Others are a little bit more relaxed, but you will have a time limit you're there, so you can't usually try on every single outfit in the shop. How long are the appointments? And this can vary depending on what shop you go to, but ask them and they'll be able to give you an answer. Usually they're around an hour 15 to 2 hours depending on where you go. Some shops obviously have multiple appointments going on in different areas if they're a large shop, and some shops are just you and that's their time dedicated and there will be no one else there. What should you bring to your appointment? Now, I kind of went into the whole underwear discussion with Rachel, because no one really knows what they should be wearing, and she suggested that nude and plain underwear is the best thing to go for. Wear pants that don't have any frills on them, don't have a heavy pattern, are as seamless as possible, as it will be easier to see the shape of the dress and without any extra lines or any sort of distraction. And you'll also want to make sure that those pants are well fitting. You don't want them too tight, too uncomfortable, anything like that. So as plain, simple, nude and seamless as possible. When it comes to the bra, you'll probably want to go strapless, and again nude and well fitting. Equally though, most of the dresses have kind of got cups and they've got wires built into them, so most of the time you won't be wearing a bra and you'll just put the dress on. The shop will usually have a selection of shoes you can try on so you can get the full effect of the dress. Ask them what they've got available and if they've got shoes in your size, of course, or bring your favourite pair of shoes or your actual wedding shoes if you've got them already. It is, however, really important not to have any fake tan on, as obviously this could rub off on the dresses and you might be charged for them, and to go for minimal makeup, so when you're pulling the dresses on or if anything goes over your face, there's nothing going to stain the dresses. Who should I bring with me to my appointment? Obviously with COVID rules at the moment, the numbers are reduced. Most bridal shops are 1 to 2 people with you. Normal times, I would always suggest probably 3 or less, as so many opinions can get really stressful. You'll also want to make sure that these people know your style, know what you're going for, and are going to be really supportive of what you're going for. If mum thinks you're going to go for something really traditional and she's going to try and talk you down that route when really you want something a lot more edgy, then maybe they're not the best person to have with you, or have that conversation in advance so you're both on the same kind of sheet with what you really want. It is also totally okay to come to your wedding appointment by yourself and just try on the outfits with the person in the bridal shop. They will support you, they will advise you, and you'll have a really fun time. So if you don't want to bring anyone and you're a bit nervous of saying that you're coming alone, please don't worry about it. As Rachel said, she would ensure that your experience is absolutely fantastic, totally positive, and you'll have an amazing time regardless of whether you're by yourself or a couple of people come with you. And on a last point, I wanted to talk about getting undressed in front of the person who owns the wedding shop and trying on the dresses. They will usually take you into the changing room and undress you and redress you in the dress to make sure that it's done properly. Please don't stress out about this. These people do this for their job. They're not looking at you, they're looking at the dress or the outfit and making sure it perfectly fits you. It's a really quick process of in and out. But if you are feeling super uncomfortable about this and it's stressing you out too much, then more than happy that maybe a family member or a friend comes in and helps you get dressed, and then they'll come in and just peg it in place finally. So if this is something that's worrying you, please don't worry about it. Let them know and they will work with you to make sure you feel totally comfortable. Number 7, make sure you're budgeting not only for the outfit but also for accessories and alterations. This is a really simple point, but something I just wanted to throw in here at the end, because as Rachel said, a lot of people think about the price of the actual dress, but they don't necessarily think about the price of all the other bits. I can't really give you a ballpark figure on this, as it varies so much depending on where you are in the country, and it varies from town to town, and it also varies depending on what your outfit is. When it comes to choosing the outfit and budgeting for the seamstress and alterations cost, it's just best to ask the bridal shop, what do they charge, or what do local people charge, and what is the likely cost for this outfit. Some are going to be a lot cheaper than others depending on the material, whether it's lace or tulle, how complex it is, all things like that. So I won't give you a figure, but just ask them and make sure you know before choosing a dress and then finding all the associated costs get way too much for your budget. Number 8, and I get asked this one all the time, I am planning on losing weight. What size do I order the outfit in? What happens if I lose weight? What happens if I put on weight? How does it all work? This is a really, really common one, and what I would say is always trust the bridal shop and they will be able to advise you on what they expect. Usually they will still order in the size you are when you try it on, and then it can be adjusted. I asked Rachel what kind of sizes can be adjusted to, and she said sometimes they can be adjusted 3 sizes down, so that's quite a big difference. Making your outfit larger is usually a little bit harder. There is only a small amount of room where the seams are to maybe make it bigger. If you've got more of a corset back, then it is a little bit more flexible on what you can do, but usually staying around the same size and taking their expertise on board and following what they say to order is usually the best choice. I would like to say, especially if you do decide to go against their wishes and order something that is way smaller, if it doesn't fit come the time it gets back into the shop and you come in for alterations and they can't make it fully fit you, you are totally liable to pay for that dress. So always take their advice and make sure you do what they're telling you, and honestly, they know what they're doing. To finish off, I asked Rachel for some little bits of advice that she sees people struggling with all the time, and I thought I would add these in at the end just to help that a little bit more. When you come to your appointment, don't stress if you don't know what you're looking for. Some people will have such a specific dress or outfit in mind, they'll come in and just want to try that. Others turn up and don't have a clue what they want. So if that's you, just go to the appointment, try on a wide range of dresses, take their guidance and see what they come up with. You may be really surprised. Saying that, if you have got a specific style, don't focus on that one style too much. Be open to trying a few different options on. You hear it all the time that people went for a dress or an outfit that they really didn't expect to like, and the one that they thought they'd love just didn't look right on them. Try a load of different designs on, have a bit of fun with it. The worst is that it looks awful, you have a little giggle about it and you take it off and you don't think about it any longer. Don't feel pressurized to buy it there and then on the day and make the order. If you're not 100% sure, or maybe you are sure but you still want to go home and have a little think about it, maybe sleep on it, you are totally entitled to do that. The dress will still be there the next day, unless it's a sale dress, in which case you may want to take it away with you on the day. But if you're having something made for you, totally walk out of that appointment, have a little sleep, decide it's the right one for you and go back in and order it. And finally, this isn't say yes to the dress. You're not going to cry when you find that dress. You might do, but if you're not usually a crier, it may not be that moment you're expecting, and don't feel like it's not the dress for you just because you didn't cry. It's totally normal not to. You'll get that feeling, and especially if you go home, you can't get that dress out your head, that outfit out your head, and you're just thinking about it all the time. Or when you put it on, you just get a really good feeling about it. Know it's the one. The crying isn't the only way to know it's that dress or that outfit for you. I hope you found this really useful today. I know I found out some really interesting facts about dress shopping, outfit shopping, and all the options that are available to you. If you've really enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a comment below. Let me know how you found the experience, or any questions that are worrying you and things you want to ask. And if you've enjoyed, please hit that thumbs up button for me, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And don't forget, the new membership is fully open. We've had some amazing sessions in there so far, and the girls and the community are just starting to grow. If you're interested and you want to see more of how I can help you at a more affordable wedding planner cost, click the link below and go over and have a look at the site and see if it's for you. I will leave it there for another week, and I look forward to seeing you on another video very soon. Bye!